Hello, Daily Essentials. Welcome to my bathroom. I wanted to make this yesterday, but didn't feel like I could give it the time it needed. So I hope to keep this relatively concise because the first video I watched on this routine was over an hour long. So here we are in my oily infused bathroom. This room was a huge focus for me over the past several months in the switching and ditching process because I learned how many chemicals you apply to your skin on a daily basis, especially women or those that use a lot of products. Some people apply up to 80 different chemicals to their body before they even have breakfast. So I just wanted to show you, I've been learning from a woman named Melissa Poepping. She is, I believe she's a Royal Crown Diamond with Young Living, and she developed her own mineral makeup line, non-toxic mineral makeup line. But she teaches beauty school, Young Living Beauty School, and one of our upline, Leslie Burris, has been focusing on skincare since like pretty much 2 weeks after I joined the group. I got my kit, and this awesome presentation Leslie taped when she was down in Florida. So I thought I would share how my skin routine has changed with you folks. And then I'll go back and I'll post like a part B that kind of lays it all out, written with some pictures to show you. So the setup is that you do one routine one day and then a slightly different version of that routine the next day. So you have like an even odd routine, and then you have an evening routine as well. So first things first, you want to remove your makeup, of course. So I don't wear makeup actually most of the time, but a lot of my team uses just straight up coconut oil to wipe their face, and that apparently does the trick. I haven't tried it yet myself, but give it a try. You can also look up a witch hazel makeup remover recipe, I believe. But so once you have your makeup removed, you want to cleanse your face. And I actually was waiting for the Orange Blossom to come back in stock. I had it on my ER order this month, and it went out of stock before I could process my order. So what I did is I used ER points actually to get this. And it's a 4-ounce bottle, but what you do is you get a foaming soap pump and you just fill, I didn't even fill it up to this line, but I filled it like halfway up to this line, and then you fill the rest with water and shake it, and then it lasts you months. So one thing I had to get used to when I started using oil-based products all over the house, not just in the bathroom, was that it's not going to foam as much unless you use a foamer, of course, but like the base product is not going to actually foam as much because it's oil-based. So anyway, that's just something you kind of have to retrain your brain. We were kind of taught that, you know, soap bubbles equal clean. Well, that's not always the case. So keep your eye out for that Orange Blossom wash, and then grab yourself a foaming pump to stretch it quite a few months, actually. So I've already done that. I jumped in the shower and I did that when I was in there. So cleanse, step number 1, cleanse either day, even or odd day, cleanse. And then the new step, this is the step that was totally new to me, was a face massage, a daily face massage to get those muscles working and start to work against nature and gravity, and work that moisture up into your skin. So Melissa Poepping developed a beauty serum, and I have a modified version here because, as you know, I'm a frugal oiler, and I personally cannot afford a bottle of Rose yet. So I have modified her beauty serum here. So that is a 1 ounce dropper bottle. And in the base of that, I put 6 drops of frankincense, 4 drops of myrrh, and then I put in, I can't remember, I think I put like 2 or 4 drops of lavender, and then I put just like 1, maybe 2 drops of ylang ylang. This is very strong. It's a sexy oil. And I love it, but it's very strong for some people. So that with the lavender, to me, kind of takes place of normally there'd be 2 drops of rose in there if I could afford it at this time. But so someday my beauty serum will have rose in it, but for now, I splurged and got a couple extra bottles to add to my beauty serum for this time around. So what you do is your face would already be like a little damp from cleansing it. And that kind of helps the oil move around your face a little bit. So I take my beauty serum right here and I put just like 4 or 5 drops in my palm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this isn't all essential oil. I'm sorry. This is jojoba with a splash of vitamin E oil, because, as you know, essential oils are so strong that you dilute them, right? So you get the oil, the beauty serum going in your hands, and you're gonna massage your face. So I struggle with my skin down here, so I'm actually gonna start way down here and kind of just get the skin moving upwards. You always want to massage up, 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 and then kind of come to the side and keep massaging up around. And I actually need a couple more drops here. So keep that going up, 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 up. So you're literally just working in that oil, working against gravity, working that moisture in there, getting the blood flowing, and then you want to kind of, ooh, and it feels so good. You'll catch a rhythm. You'll kind of learn what works for you, what works for your face shape. And I actually tend to do this like right in the shower. So I bring my beauty serum right to the edge of the shower and I stand away from the shower head and I massage my face like that. So now if I were in the shower, all that steam would be steaming my face and moisturizing my face and working all that oil goodness in there. But since I'm not in the shower, I'm actually going to run the water and get the water good and hot. And then I'm going to take a washcloth and just kind of lay it over my chest and face and let all of that oil goodness and all of that moisture just soak right up into your face. Because moisture, I learned, is what helps reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. So I got my water. Yeah, it's not as hot as I would like, but I want to respect everyone's time. So got my water good and hot. I'm going to wring it out a little bit. And then kind of like, if you were to ever go to the barber, not that I would know, but I have friends who are barbers and a cousin who's a barber. And so you do the warm towel. Oh, you do the warm towel. Feels so good. You just do warm water all over your face and let it just soak in. I kind of press up a little bit, to reinforce that massage, right? Oh. And then you start wiping away the excess oil. Maybe even turn it over. Just wipe away that excess oil. All right. So now you've got the blood flowing You've cleansed, you've massaged. And now, this is the part that deviates day to day. So I learned a lot about exfoliating your skin. I threw away my apricot scrub like years ago because I learned that the little harsh things in there that was supposed to be exfoliating for your skin, well, sure, it was so exfoliating that it actually like breaks your skin and breaks the capillaries and can make your skin really red, like micro blood vessels popping. So I actually years ago gave up that St. Ives apricot scrub that we all used to have in middle school and high school growing up, thinking we were scrubbing away a healthy amount of dead skin cells. And I know some of us were doing it more than every other day. So really you only want to exfoliate every other day. Excuse me. I actually do every like 2 days usually. So like I skip 2 days and then I exfoliate. But if you have a sugar scrub or a salt scrub or that apricot, any of those like harsher exfoliators, please just stop using them immediately. They're not doing any good for your skin. Not even talking about the chemicals that's in them, just talking about the size of the beads or the salt or the sugar that's in them. It's so harsh on your face. I'm sure it's good for like your elbows and the bottoms of your heels and things like that, but it's just not good for your face. So if you don't have a proper exfoliator for your face, like a very, very fine exfoliator, like this month I got the Mint Satin Facial Scrub, and oh my gosh, you guys, it rocks my world. You just need this tiny little bit. It spreads so well. I'll show you in a minute. But if you don't have that, all you need is a little baking soda in a dish. So this is what I had before my mint scrub arrived, and you can see it's kind of hard now. But if I were to break this up again, I would drop a few drops of my beauty serum in there. Maybe just like the tiniest little pinhead of a squirt of my conditioner. And maybe a drop of water to like adjust the consistency, but you want it to be like a fairly dry paste. And the baking soda is the right granular size so that it's not going to tear up your face, and it feels really great. I'm probably going to keep using this so I don't waste, and so I stretch out my new mint scrub. So now that I've cleansed, I've massaged, and now it's time to exfoliate. So I'm going to keep a little moisture going on my skin. Normally I'd be in the shower, like I said, so the moisture part wouldn't be a factor at all. But now I'm going to exfoliate. So again, these are so concentrated. All you need is this tiny little bit right on the end of your finger. And I'm actually even going to get my hands a little wet here. And you kind of want to do the same thing as you did with your massage. Is start at the bottom. I'm going to do a little bit of circular down here because that's where my struggles are. And then again, I'm going to start under my chin. This is my trouble area too. If you see any of my high school pictures kicking around on Facebook, I know there's one in particular with Connor where it's just, oh man, some super hormone imbalance going on there. And lack of knowledge about how to take care of that and counteract that. I feel so great that now, since I'm learning all of this, I have the opportunity to save, my daughter from all that when she hits puberty, when she starts to struggle with her skin and with her imbalanced hormones. I feel like I have so many more tools now to be able to help her through that. I mean, at one point in time, my mom and I were thinking about putting me on Accutane, which you should look up side effects of Accutane if you want to scare yourself about pharmaceuticals. I had a girlfriend on it. She had some of the bad ones. I mean, and I did everything. I went on birth control when I was like 14 or 15, even though I wasn't doing anything that really required birth control at that point in time. And I did Proactiv on and off for years, and it really just dried my skin out. Come to find out, it was so chemical based that It was literally stripping my skin of all the good stuff. And I wasn't getting the results that I felt like the money deserved. This time around, this routine totally deserves every cent I put towards it. So anyway, now that I've exfoliated, I'm gonna just kind of rinse my face like normal. So I have the hot water going. And it's so fine, you guys. My fingers feel so loved as well after that. My fingertips, which I'm harsh on when I cook. So when you exfoliate, you also want to tone, right? So I also learned exfoliators should always be matched with a toner because that will rebalance the pH, the surface pH of your skin. So when you scrub away all these dead skin cells, it messes with your skin's pH. And so you need to rebalance that with some sort of a toner. So again, because I'm a frugal oiler and I'm building my inventory, I have not purchased. I have heard awesome things about the Art toner, the Art skincare toner. I have yet to purchase that. I'm waiting, I'm saving some pennies so that I can order all three, the whole system all at once. But so for now, I make my own daily face spray, and I actually changed this up a little bit this time. I think last time I used like cedarwood and what else did I use? Cedarwood, probably some lavender, and there was one other thing that I used. Oh, copaiba. But this time around, I had gotten some freebies for my Essential Rewards, and so I just wanted to kind of mess with it on my reference guide app. You know, you look up skin, and there's like, and then there's subcategories. So I kind of was just messing around with it a little bit. I like to switch it up. So I did a little blue cypress, a little rosemary, and a little bit of lemongrass. And then I did, this is a 4-ounce spray bottle, and I did an ounce of organic apple cider vinegar, which I buy in bulk at the Portland Co-op, it's Ricker Hill. And then I filled it the rest of the way with an alcohol-free witch hazel. And I used the Thayer's aloe vera based witch hazel. And then that's my toner. So that's what I'm pairing right now with my exfoliation. And sometimes I use this as like an in-between evening kind of spritz because it's a little astringent, and so it kind of just gives me a refresher without stripping. So that's that. If apple cider vinegar is not your jam, just omit it. The witch hazel does a great job, and it smells awesome. So I kind of just, I let that dry just a smidge. So that's the toner that I make. And then you're ready to moisturize. So what Melissa says is you start from your lightest moisturizer and you get heavier and heavier as you go. So here's the part that's going to be different for everyone, and I'm still working through what's working for me. But basically, if you wanted to do any straight oils on your skin, now would be the time to do it. And then you build up from there. So there's an Art Renewal Serum that I'm also saving for that looks amazing. Our Upline Silver Leslie just got it and she said it's incredible. There's also an Art Moisturizer. It's a light moisturizer. I think my skin's really gonna like that because I have combo skin. So if I don't save up for the trio, I'm actually just gonna get that moisturizer because that's like the one thing left in my routine that I feel like I'm missing. But what I did make is, I layered this beauty serum back on because I love the jojoba, and I thin it out with a little bit of vitamin E. So for my first layer of moisturizing, I'm going to take 2 drops of frankincense, and 1 drop of patchouli and a splash of water, and just spread it. So bear with me. So 2 drops of Frank, and I use Frank all day long, you guys. This has totally changed how I work from home, this frankincense. I rub it on the back of my neck and self-diffuse it on the regular. And then 1 drop of patchouli. And I do just a splash of water. Splash of water, splash, splash, splash. And rub that all together. And this is your moisturizer. This is your base moisturizer. And it's gonna be a little stinky. Patchouli is stinky, but I love it. And this is different, I feel like, than the patchouli we grew up with. You'll find that with a lot of Young Living scents, is because all those fillers are gone, and they've tested these so much to maximize the distillation process and make sure that they're distilling at just the right temperature for each plant to get the most, what Jen O'Sullivan calls, action out of it, the most constituents, the most benefits from it, the most therapeutic qualities from each oil. They've just tested the crap out of them to make sure that they're not wasting at all. So that's my base moisturizer there. Now if I'm going out, like, I know it's the middle of the day right now, but if I were doing this in the morning and then going out about my day outside of this house, I would probably just, again, do a couple drops of the beauty serum. And actually that's what I'm going to do. But if it were nighttime, like, because I have a sporadic schedule with the catering company, and a lot of my friends I know have sporadic schedules because of the restaurant industry. If you're like an afternoon or evening showerer, you can, like, if you shower when you get out of work before you go to bed, I'll share the recipe with you. I have a thicker moisturizer that I made way back, and I really, really like it still. It's just fractionated coconut oil, lavender, copaiba, and tangerine. And I save that for nighttime because tangerine can make your skin a little photosensitive. But basically, your moisturizer is the thing I think you have to mess with the most a little bit, because you just don't know until you try something how your skin's going to react to it. Always have a carrier oil handy when you're trying new oils, because if you have a reaction to something, you can layer it with your carrier oil and it will slow the absorption rate, so it will minimize the reaction. So there we are. That's kind of my moisturizer for the day. So I actually also have the rose ointment. I should have brought it in with me. I have the rose ointment because it was on sale a few months ago. And so I grabbed, it's a new product, and I think it's coming, they're trying to make it a regular product, but it's this awesome little dish. It's actually, I love it because it reminds me of my grandmother, but in one of those wonderful ways. Not in the, it's, you can smell the rose, you know, and throughout this process I learned how kind of crucial rose is. But that ointment is too thick for like the majority of my face, so I do it as a lip balm. I do it kind of sometimes on the corners of my nose if I've had to blow my nose a lot, and any other like little dry patches for super moisturizing my elbows, the bottoms of my feet. So yeah, so that's kind of the basic routine. And just every other day you don't exfoliate, or every 2 days you don't exfoliate, because you don't want to overexpose the new skin without giving it time to regenerate. So that's the gist of it. I also kind of just wanted to comment quickly while we're in the bathroom that this room has probably changed the most for me since I started to switch and ditch to oil-based products, because I realized that all of us use everything in here quite often, and there was a lot of toxicity going on in here. This is the room I think Dirty App worked the hardest in identifying what needed to go. We're still working through a couple things, like I've got an old toothpaste, I've got an old shampoo. Those are both ranked too high on Think Dirty. But I have a shave cream that I got with my razor club that ranks a 4 or a 5 or something like that. So I'm like, okay, that can stick around a little bit longer. But as soon as I ran out of my shampoo, I replaced it. As soon as I ran out of my face stuff, like the week that my kit came. So I immediately started replacing my face and hand cream routine, like right away. So I hope you all learned something. Like I said, I'm going to be posting a second part B that kind of summarizes everything I've talked about and lays it all out. And also, when you become an elated oiler, when you buy your kit, I will add you to that group, and I can tag you in those videos. Oh, I forgot. So my enrollment deal, oh my gosh, I'm such a jerk. My enrollment deal, for those of you that want to focus on your face routine, this is my end of the month enrollment deal. So myrrh is a little expensive, so I want to make you your own beauty serum for the purchase of a premium starter kit. So you would get the beauty serum, you would also get a reference guide app so that you can start to learn more about oils. And then if you enroll in Essential Rewards and place a 50 PV order before the end of the month, I will make you a spot roller. So oftentimes I spot treat with Tea Tree and Manuka. These guys are related. This was like my first purchase outside of my kit because of the focus I wanted to give my face. And then this was free in my ER this month, so I'm incorporating this guy as well. I will make you a spot roller with these and a little vitamin E if you enroll in ER Essential Rewards when you purchase your kit. So again, I hope you learned something. I love you all. Message me with your questions.